because there are not enough lawyers out there in the world right now, and there's even fewer who are doing a good job and providing a high quality service.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
And Jonathan, I have a very good news for you. You see, the you're not alone. You're not alone. Most of the things that you're describing, I'm saying I'm been there. You see, things that happen to you, of course, happen to me as well. Like for example, this that you're describing. Number one, let's talk about pricing. Yeah, I started. You see, we start. I remember when the crisis 2008, my first business was in property. We managed to sell over 5 million. But I was that guy at the beginning with that big ego. Everybody, I don't trust anybody. I not gonna give the keys to my land. I'm not gonna give I'm not gonna hire anybody, because why they come to the property and they steal the computer from my tenants, and I don't allow anybody to speak with my landlords, why they take away my business. So I was that guy when I started my property business. I got so lucky that because it was growing so fast, I was so exhausted, so tired. I'm waking up with my laptop at 6 a.m. and I'm working endless hours, and I have a job at the time. I was a room service in the Hilton. At the same time, I was building my property business. So I had to wake up 5 a.m. No, 5 a.m. I had to be in the Hilton. I had to wake up 4:30, 5 a.m. I need to be in the Hilton, work from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then 4 p.m. then go out and start to run my property business. So and do the sales, do the things, do that. And I'm working so hard, surviving, making this number to try to break even. Sometimes the whole salary for the hit I had to put in the business because I made a mistake. But I'm so tired, so exhausted, that I said I can function anymore. I need to hire someone. Guess what happened, Jonathan? The people that I had, they were better than me at everything. One day I arrived to the office and then sent me home. They told me, Harry, we don't need you anymore in this business. We can grow without you. So, but in that journey, because you're talking about price, I've been there because, when 2008, the credit crunch came, I was scared in running the business like everyone. So I said, you know what? I'm going to lower the prices of the rooms. And boy, I get it wrong. I lost literally millions because of this. Because I lowered the prices of the rooms, and guess what happened? Still the room were empty. Because the problem was not the room, the problem was my marketing. I needed a bigger capacity to attract clients. Lowering the price didn't solve this problem. Lowering the price didn't solve any problem. Still, the people couldn't see me. But now the few people that can see me, now they're paying me less. Exactly what you said. So now I have less money to operate. So less money to be in front of the right people. And again, Jonathan, if you face it, this is something that I learned because I've been in this problem, the pricing problem. I've been there, and I lost a substantial amount of money because of this. So I learned it in the hard way. This is what I discovered. You see, people don't buy the cheapest thing. Look out
Correct.
there. Look out there. Look the cars that everybody's driving. Look the clothes that everybody's wearing. Look the watches that everybody have. Yeah. So look the phones that people have that cost a lot of money. Why people are not having the cheapest phone? For $100 you can buy, I don't know, a Chinese phone that can do pretty much 90% of what any phone does. Why we don't have why we don't drive the cheapest car? Why we don't have the cheapest? Because we human beings, we don't buy on price. You know what we buy on price? Things that we don't care about. If you don't care about your car, you will drive a cheapest car. If you don't care about food, you will buy cheap food. If you don't care, so imagine by you lowering the price, you bring in the less amount of the population, the 20% of the population that doesn't care about what you offer. This is the type of client that you're attracting to you. And I learned this in the hard way. But again, Jonathan, we have to discover. Nobody come and teach us this. I had to make the mistake analyzing, lost a lot of money, and then, like I tell you, I can talk on the topic for you for hours because I've been there, and I had to understand what actually happened because it didn't make sense to me. Why, if I'm selling cheap, nobody's coming? And I didn't understand, right? So the
Right.
price,
Well, here's
this
the thing.
thing that you said about charging the right thing, is key for entrepreneur to succeed. Communicate your value effectively. If you go to a client and the client is asking you for discount, Jonathan, what it means is that you're not communicating your value effectively. Because if you communicate the value effectively, as a human, look at you. You already say you are the most expensive attorney in your area, and people are buying from you. You know what they're buying from you? Because the case is so important for them that they want the best. And you know what? When they want the best, there is no objection for money. I know this because my mom once was sick and I had to fly to Cuba and pick her up. And I was so desperate. It took me a year of traveling and over a large amount of money. And I remembered that I was on the phone asking, I want the best doctor in the world to see my mom. And I don't know, I don't care how much he charged. He can put his number. I don't care if it's 1 million, 2 million, whatever he charged. I don't care. I just want the best because the health of my mom is at stake. So I want the best person in the planet to look at her and to tell me what can I do. Yeah, now she's healthy, she's happy. So when something is important for you, you want the best, and as an entrepreneur, you need to position yourself at the best, and this come with the price, right? Because your authority come to this. So this is something that is difficult to understand. I've been there, but sometimes I don't know why everything most of the entrepreneurs, uh, I mean, this is what we think. This is how we think. Uh, and this same thing that happened to you happened to me in so different points that you're touching. Like this journey that you describe is not only for a lawyer, is for all entrepreneurs. What I'm glad is that you are sharing them openly because we want with this podcast to help as much people as possible. And if they can resonate that, it's not only Harry and Jonathan, it's every single one of us that are in business that somehow I'm facing this struggle. Some of them have more struggle than others. For me, like I said, I was so lucky that the worst day of my life became the best day of my life because I couldn't function. I was so
Well,
burned out, so tired running my own business that I said I either hire people or this business is gonna kill me, right?
right. Well, a couple things. Number one, people buy with emotions and they justify later. Everything that's bought is bought with emotion. I don't care if it's $7 cups of coffee at Starbucks. I don't care if it's a $60,000 car, Lexus car. You're going to buy with emotion and you're going to justify it to yourself later. So you have to connect emotionally with your client, your customer in some way, whether it's your brand, whether it's your presentation, whether it's everything combined to connect that you actually care. Like our job here, family law, the number one thing we're trying to convey to people that might hire us is we actually care. I hire people that are empathetic, right? Because I want people, because if you don't care about your fellow man, then it's going to be hard to deal with the emotions and all the stuff when it comes to child custody and property distribution and domestic violence and all the other stuff we see here every day. So, you got to keep that in mind and you got to recognize that. And you're right. People find money for what they want to find money for. And they will find money to be able to pay what you're asking, but you got to charge a reasonable fee. And because we charge more than anybody else, I have more staff than anybody else, which means I can provide a higher level of customer service. I can communicate better. I can move the cases faster. I can be proactive. I can always make sure the ball's in the other court in any contested litigation where nobody's waiting on us. We're always waiting on them. Judges appreciate that, and it leads to better outcomes. The thing that clients want in a divorce is they want the case over and they want them to be communicated with. And so because
Absolutely.
I have this
Hmm.
staff, I can get the case over quicker and I can communicate better and more effectively. And most clients, if you're in a stress situation, if you're doing, whether it's medical, whether you've not paid your taxes, you're going to see a CPA, whatever, they want it over, right? They want it over. And
Yeah, they
so
want to get
that's
out
one
of
of the
the bad
things you
experience
could
as soon as
do
possible.
by
Yeah,
charging a reasonable fee.
that's priceless to them. Priceless to them, so they can move on. On the other hand, Jonathan, I it came to my attention that there are some states in United States that now is possible people that they are no attorneys, people that they are no lawyers, they can run law firms. And this is what I find very unfair with your fellow lawyers is that um, could be soon right in your backyard, Jonathan, right in your neighborhood, somebody operating a law firm that is not a lawyer, but because he understands business, he understands marketing, he understands customer acquisition, he understands this, can put you out of business.
But they're
Because
not gonna put that. I mean, they're not gonna put me out of business,
no, not to you, but say yeah,
but they can put
can
somebody
put
else
some
out of business.
exactly,
Yes,
exactly. Yeah.
you're correct.
Hmm.
Arizona already has non-attorney ownership. I think Washington State might. The other thing that's coming into lawyers around the country is these sort of certified legal professionals where paralegals
Hmm.
can do certain document drafting and filings and representation of clients, and they're not attorneys, kind of like PAs can practice medicine and they're not doctors. And
Hmm.
so I think
So the
that's a
point
good
is,
thing.
Jonathan, the lawyers need to start to catch up. They need to start to learn about the business dynamic because this at the moment is on the space and it's not in all countries. So because I don't want to see this, I don't want to see someone like that have a law practice for 20 years, that have business only for referrals and everything, and then hey Harry, I came out of business because now. We have a competitor out there that well, it's not even a lawyer, but he know how to hire good lawyer. He know about marketing. He know about sales. He know about this, and he have better entrepreneurial skills than me. And then now, so what is your point of view on this, Jonathan? Do you think that this is actually something that do you think that is fair? Do you think
I
that
do. I think it's a good idea. And you won't hear a lot of lawyers say that, but I think it's a good idea. I've seen it in Arizona. I'm going to be out in Phoenix in just a couple of weeks. There's a law firm out there that's owned by a non-attorney that has in 2 years gotten to 20 lawyers, and he's got hundreds and hundreds of five-star reviews. So
wow,
clearly he
wow,
is providing
great
a
business
high level
operator,
of service, right?
wow,
And,
amazing,
and that to me is the most important thing is that the public is being served. And I don't believe that you have to have an attorney owning a law firm to serve the public. That non-attorney owner is not practicing law. They're hiring lawyers to do it. And so here's the thing. If the non-attorney ownership goes across the country, which I believe it will over the next 10 years, and I hope it does, I think you're going to see Walmart and Costco get in the legal business. And possibly,
wow.
I know CVS is getting ready to sort of get split up, and the minute clinics and that kind of
Mm.
stuff may get spun off. But I would see somebody like that getting in it as well. You think about it, Walmart is already doing eye exams. Walmart's already in banking. Like they're in a lot of different things. They'll probably get into the law too, and they'll probably do a really good job of it. But I'm not worried about that because I'm an advocate, right? Walmart, Costco, those guys, they're not going to be hiring attorneys to go to court and litigate. They're going to be looking to do wills, simple contracts, business incorporations, sort of, cash and carry type things that are not overly complicated, that don't require you to have to go to court, that are not geographically based per se, as much as some other things. And so that's what I think will happen. I think they'll start setting up in malls, which is fine because there are not enough lawyers out there in the world right now, and there's even fewer who are doing a good job and providing a high quality service. The standard for customer service in law firms, the bar is laying on the ground. Joey Coleman
Wow,
talks about that in his book, Never
wow.
Lose a Customer Again. I recommend that book. His also Joey Coleman's book, Never Lose an Employee Again. They're phenomenal books. He's a recovering lawyer. He doesn't practice law anymore. He just writes books and gives speeches. But he's right. And we see it every day. Like I literally, Harry, have been to court and in the last couple years had to introduce my opposing counsel to their client. That's how bad it is, Harry. That is how bad it is out there. Lawyers have more than they can do. They're not focused on customer service. They're focused on themselves. They're
and
not
the
worried about
public
the
and the public
outcome.
is taking
Right. They're just
is not
not.
being served. It's not being served as they should. Yeah. So Jonathan, so if people are in love with this conversation, yeah, if some of your fellow lawyers, they are inspired, they want to become an entrepreneur and go for it, and they say, you know what, hey, Jonathan is right. Let me catch up. Let me develop some entrepreneur's skill. I'm keeping my firm, and I'm gonna grow it, and I'm gonna grow it exponentially. How people can find you? How the process work?
Yeah, I would you can reach out to me. My email address is Jonathan, Jonathan, @breedenlaw.com. That's BREEDEN law.com. My website is breedenfirm.com. And that goes back to that whole SEO, how to get a new website in 2016. But
Well, you
breedenfirm.com.
did learn very
On
well, yeah.
Right. On breedenfirm.com, there is an in the media tab there that has all the podcasts I've been on. I don't know how many podcasts. And if you go listen to some of those podcasts I've been on, I tell my story from beginning to end. I talk about all the different mistakes I make, the hiring mistakes, the things I got right, the things I got wrong. So you can go listen to those. They're on breedenfirm.com under the in the media tab. You can go to my YouTube page. There's the Breeden Law Office YouTube page, which has over 150, 200 videos. They're largely about law in North Carolina. I have a podcast, which is a local podcast where I interview local county commissioners, small business owners, the Rotary Club president, the mayor of the small town. It's called Best of Johnston County. It is on Apple, Spotify. It has a YouTube channel. If you're interested in local podcasting, you can reach out to me about that. I'm on LinkedIn as just Jonathan Breeden and the Breeden Law Office. I'm on Twitter at Breeden Law NC. They tell me I'm on TikTok and Instagram. I think under Best of Johnston County and the Breeden Law Office. So, I mean, like I said, I'm out there. I'll be glad to talk to anybody about it. Richard James and his coaching program, Your Practice Mastered, it's been tremendous for me. He would be glad to have a conversation with you and see if his program is right for you. It's been a tremendous thing. Postali.com. If you're a lawyer and you're looking to market, they would be happy to work with you. And they're in Columbus, Ohio, and they've got clients all over the country. It really is been a fascinating journey. I love talking to people, love trying to help people. Like I said, if I can do it, a guy from a town of 20,000 people, the son of a CPA and an emergency room nurse, anybody can do it, but you just have to make a decision to be better, be positive, don't quit, keep moving forward, and know that whatever you want is there for the taking, but you have to go get it.
And with that note, see you everyone in our next episode of Unstoppable. How brave entrepreneur like Jonathan break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.